don't make sense. It's not like
it's a business now. It ain't even it's business.
Yeah, let's start. We back. Episode 85, A.M.University. I'm your host, Antoine Miller. Took some time off, trying to recharge and get things together. But the most reason that we usually take time off is because we just want important conversations. Like, I don't want to be just pushing out content just to push out content. That's stupid to me, right? Every conversation that we have, we want it to be meaningful. And that's why we got these distinguished guests on board today. Jeff Burt.
Yes, sir.
Again, everything Burlington County in between basketball. Everybody, you're affiliated with basketball in Burlington County, you know who Jeff Burt is. What's up, brother?
Good, how are you?
Looking good.
Yeah, likewise.
You change your voice, man. You look good, though, bro. I'm good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
That's my boy. Dee Briggs, man, owner of WeBuild. We're going to get into everything that you've done in a really quick time frame. But I'm just keep it at that for right now. Owner of WeBuild. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful what you're doing, bro. But I'm gonna talk about that later. What's up, man? How you living?
I'm good, man. How you, man? Getting ready for the grind.
It's getting close, bro.
It's
getting
here.
close. Cetsh Byrd.
Yes, sir.
What's up, man?
You trying to cover it up?
He's like this.
Trying to cover it up.
Start, man. What's up, man?
Hey, man, I'm here, man.
That's
I'm
what
here.
happens when you coach all these sports?
Yeah. Sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
My boy getting younger, man.
You're
getting younger.
Couple
coaching
stitches.
now? You the hockey coach yet? Over
Not yet. That's next. That's next.
That's why I
gotta learn how to ice skate first.
I've never seen a multifaceted coach in my life. I don't know how he does it. He never got an off season. But head basketball coach at West Tech. Half part of the Byrd Cage podcast. Byrd Cage podcast with the beautiful Tracy.
Cousin Tracy.
Doing great things. How you living, man?
Hey, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. It's football season's going well, but you know, it's almost that basketball time.
It's almost basketball time. I'm sorry, but I look at high school football. As soon as it come out in September, it just gets me excited for basketball.
Yeah,
like,
it's quick.
It
goes fast.
I just know basketball is about
Around
to
the
come.
corner.
So I'm gonna watch football because I'm excited because what's about to come. But let's get into it because, like I left off last season with Delgreco Wilson and Julian Dunkley, who had that was a very insightful conversation on where we are currently. Like, you know, to the audience and to myself, they was hitting me with, man, atomic bombs, and y'all ain't even hear what they was saying off camera. Like, it got even worse. It was just like, we live in a real crazy time right now in society, but more specifically what we do as far as coaching basketball. And I want to continue that conversation with us who's more on a high school level and training, because I don't think this topic never gets old. Like, what's the landscape of basketball right now, right? I think it's forever changing. I don't really want to use the word ever evolving, like, because some people could say that, some people might think otherwise, right? But I just want to start with that broad question because I feel like we in really important times right now in life, and I just want to get y'all viewpoint in 2024 going into 25, the season coming up. Let's start with you, Byrd. Where do you see basketball right now in its current landscape? Are we moving forward? Are we going back? What we doing, man?
I think in maybe some phases we are seeing some progress, and I think that the progress that I'm speaking of is just more. I think these kids are more. I don't want to say they lack more in IQ, but they just seems like they have more physical ability, like more physical skill, and I think that just comes in with the training aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of individual training and things like that to help with the skills, especially at a younger age than maybe when we were coming up. You know what I'm saying? But just the some of the other things outside of basketball, in my opinion, is what is not letting basketball in this area anyway get to where it can get to. You know what I'm saying? With the transfer stuff and everybody want a hand in the cookie jar type situation. You know what I'm saying? I think that's holding a lot back from where we can actually be. Things like getting shot clock, things like that, I think is not allowing us to progress in this area. I mean, other areas have shot clocks. I mean, we've talked about this on our show before. I think that would just push the game forward. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I think it's like kind of at a stalemate, it feels like to me. You know what I'm saying? Like we take 2 steps forward, take a step back. You know what I'm saying? Take a step back, take 2 steps forward. Like we're not continually pushing the ball forward. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say we're kind of like at a stalemate, man. That's how I look at it.
Kind of agree with Coach Byrd. The kids are definitely more skilled due to trainers like WeBuild, Dee's program. But the kids are skilled, but it seems like they're missing something. They're not as hungry. Doesn't seem like they're as hungry as they should be. They don't play enough basketball. They don't go out to the court enough and play 5-on-5 and 3-on-3. There's, the IQ seems to be going down. As they get more skilled, the IQ seems to be going down. And this is not for everybody, but just some of the players that I'm around. And, going to off-season workouts and off-season programs, and if you're not in the right situation, you take steps back as a player. You can develop bad habits. And then now we're dealing, in November, we're spending the first 6 weeks trying to get rid of bad habits.
Instead of getting ready for a basketball
Instead of getting ready for a basketball season. And then, New Jersey needs a shot clock. I'm not sure of the stat, but most states, they're one of the few states in the country that don't use a shot clock.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and it dictates the way you play the game. Because if you're in South Jersey, or you're in New Jersey, excuse me, and you're up 7 points with 3 minutes left in the game is over if you can't force a steal. If the other team make free throws, the game is over. Because they're not going to continue to keep forcing the issue. They don't have to. They don't have to shoot anymore. So, a shot clock would change the way coaches have to coach. So, and for the programs that are sending kids to the next level, it's not preparing them for what's going to happen at the next level. So they're dealing with a slower pace in their mind. And now you get to college, and we all know that's paces. You got a shot clock. You coming down past two or three times. You got to be into your offense.
Right. Briggs.
Man, this question's so layered.
Especially for you.
Yeah, because I see it from both sides, from coaching aspect
I know.
and from a training aspect. Reality is, man, these kids, they're playing more than they ever played before as far as controlled games. But everything's controlled. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't get an opportunity to create at all. Everything's a structured environment, whether it's, you with a trainer, whether you're playing in an AAU game, everything's controlled. Referee, whistle, because you can see it, like, when we do get open runs in limited situations, like, certain kids have a completely different mindset than they do when I see them out here on the court, when they with the AAU team or high school team. So they lack creativity. But the game is changing. There's no doubt about it. The game is changing, and we really don't even have a right to say whether it's good or bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we put our input in, we had our time, we hear the guide, but in reality it's up to the young people now to control where the game is going to go.
That's true. That's a good point.
Oh, Briggs. Oh, Briggs. Panic button, bro.
But that's with everything. Look
It's
at the
with-
world right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a
Correct.
microcosm of the
Correct.
world.
Correct. It's all connected,
Yeah.
right? Music, all of it. It's all connected. But so, what do? You saying that it's not up to us, right? So, do we just allow, I don't know, a kid to continue to play off 1 foot? No one plays off 2 feet anymore, right? And if I got to tell a kid again that if you drive that basketball and that defender is there and you come off of 1 foot, you're giving up all protection that you have. He's going to put you on your backside, and you're probably going to bump your head, and God bless you, because you're not protecting yourself. But it looks better because I could go side to side and I can do these things, but nobody tells you there's only one LeBron in the world as well, right? Going off of 1 foot, once you leave that foot off the ground, that's it. 2 feet does a lot more other things, right? It protects you. You can go side to side. You can do a lot more things in the air when you're going off of 2. But because the world has trained this in these kids' head, this is what I'm going to do immediately. Like for the so am I supposed to just sit to the side and the reason I'm asking this, right? What I thought about when I wanted to ask y'all this question is it's really messing with me inside that UConn has dominated the way they've dominated, which I've never seen in my lifetime. Dominated the way that they've dominated for 2 years straight, right? And I go on a Dan Hurley interview and it's 2,000 views. Or you'll never hear ESPN talking about them unless they won a national championship and I have to talk about them. Like, you don't see the masses talking about what UConn is doing. And correct me if I'm wrong, right? But you see them dudes that lost in the first round still at the headlines, right? The car salesmen of college basketball. We still talking about them at a high level. And it leads me to think, like, does winning even matter anymore, or is entertaining the ultimate thing?
Entertainment.
Yeah. That's a lot.
And I'm supposed to accept that?
Well, no.
You don't necessarily have to accept
It's
it,
kind of.
but that's the way. I mean,
the way it
like it
is
or
right
not,
now.
that's the way it's going. Like it's like clout.
And
like think about it, these kids is learning how to play off of IG.
Right, that was great shit.
So what you seeing off of IG, you seeing that one leg layup, you seeing that same foot finish, you seeing all these dynamic things, right? The great players that I've been in the gym with, they do the simple things very well, but that's what makes them great. Their focus, their ability to be able to hone in on those small details.
And I think something that's missing is something that you guys told me when I asked you a question about, defensive closeout and everything. Elite athletes. And the kids, when they're watching these moves on IG or wherever they're in, Ballers Life, they don't understand it. The people that are doing, the kids that are doing, they're elite athletes.
So who are we to not demand, not tell them and they do what they want to do. Demand when they step into your gym that you do it this way, because if you don't, you're not that elite athlete, right? So it's going to be a time where everything that you're doing is going to stop because you can't physically do what this other guy does, right? And it's my job as the adult to tell you otherwise. What you do when you leave outside of here, that's your prerogative. But when you here, this is the way that you're doing it. Like I heard Deion Cole on the Breakfast Club interview or something like that the other week. He was like, he was telling the young girl that they got filling in for Jess. He said, he was asking her, did she listen to Aretha Franklin or something like that? She was like, I don't know who that is. And he got upset about it. And he was like, y'all just forgot about all the pillars of who started this. That's crazy. But what I thought about is, no, it's up to you though. You didn't teach them. You just expected these young kids to just pick it up. No, that's not how it go. Now you want to backtrack and complain 20-something years later. That's not how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? So I definitely hear what you're saying, Briggs, because evolution is evolution. You know, we have to evolve into something, whether we like it or not. And people didn't like Doggy Style like when it came out, but it's Snoop now. So
I'm
everybody.
gonna give you some pushback on it, right? So
All right.
you stand 10 toes down on that, and it's gonna take guys like yourself, guys like Coach Byrd, guys like Coach Burt, to stand on what you're standing on. But the reality is now I got a chance. I can transfer if I want. I ain't even gotta sit. I ain't gotta play for your AAU team. Dude over here asking me to play for his team. I'm gonna go over there. And these kids aren't going through those tough situations anymore. Like as soon as adversity hit, I'm out.
The door. Yeah.
I'm out. But again, us as the adults, we gotta stand on what we stand on and, believe in what we believe in, because if we don't, that's just gonna continue to happen. Because the reality is if a kid is just skating because he wanted easy, that's not the kid that's supposed to be in your program anyway.
True.
And that's not the kid that's going to play at the next level.
Correct.
So
I know in our gym, my man over here to the left, Mr. Jeff Burt, if you don't go up 2 feet, on the line. You know what I'm saying?
but for all the reasons the Coach Miller said, it's the way it has to be.
I think we got to understand the entertainment part. We have to understand it. Like it's here. Like it's not going anywhere. But these values should not change. And I think we damn near not bending but breaking for what is considered this is the new norm. It is what it is.
Yeah, but then if they're not elite athletes, then they're wondering why, they don't have any offers or nobody's coming to see them.
Nah, I got pushed back again. All right, UConn wins the championship, right? You said it yourself. Who's really talking about UConn? Nobody. Mm-hmm. But the losing programs, the guys on there got all the NIL money. Mm-hmm. Why am I going to fight? Why do I care about this championship when I got this $300,000 bag waiting for me?
That's a whole nother show.
The lines is getting real skewed now. Because it's no.
Well, it's the Wild Wild West now, and especially in college, right? I think that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I can't
but
tell,
you're right. But yeah,
I can't really tell anybody how to feed their family and what they feel is best financially for themselves, especially when there's no rules. It's lawless right now. Like, is any of these kids paying taxes? Like, what's happening?
But let's take it let's take it a step further with your question. So now you got high school kids, seniors, who are trying to play at the next level, but because it's the Wild Wild West at the NCAA level, these kids aren't getting recruited. Division I, these elite athletes, it's hard for kids to go to Division I now.
We can bring it down to the high school level. I'm a freshman. I'm just coming into high school, right? I want a varsity spot. I've been killing on AAU. Right. Coach, I need a varsity spot. I come in, you're not giving me a varsity spot. But coach over here is saying, yo, come transfer over here.
Did he come and say it just like that, the kid? I want a varsity spot?
They not necessarily saying it like that, but you might get a parent that's, yo, what, Coach Byrd, how you see my son fitting into your roster? Because that's really what they asking. You know what I mean? Like I had a daughter that play, I got a son that play. I'm not calling the coach and asking how they fit in the roster. You go, you figure it out. I want to be a fan. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm asking you, what you see for my son? What am I asking you? Yo, is he going to play right away? I know your answer. Yeah, you got to figure it out. Yeah. But your answer is not everybody's answer. I'm saying it's probably not even half the answers. It's probably more than half of the coaches. Nah, you can come here. You play right away.
What I tell parents is you got to play defense. You get on the West Tech. If you're not playing defense, that's non-negotiable. And secondly, JV and freshman programs exist for a reason. You don't expect to come in as a freshman to play varsity, especially at an established program. Now, are there kids that can do it? Absolutely, but that's not the norm. That's not the norm. Because most kids, they're not physically ready to handle varsity basketball. Most. There are some that are. And then the speed of the game.
But I'm just looking at my homeboy. Like, we'll use Tyree, for example, Leonard P. guard. He probably going to start varsity. He should start varsity. Kid's exceptionally good. But he's worked at it. Right. Nobody sees his work. That's the thing. Everybody just see, yo, he a freshman, he about to start. Right. Yo, when it's my turn, this is what's supposed to happen.
Yeah. When you start as a freshman at a Group 4 school or any school, you don't have to say anything. It shows. When we played them, we just played them in the fall league. I'm like, oh, this kid is legit. I didn't even know who he was. Shame on me, but I didn't even know who he was. But I knew where his talent level was after we were done playing him.
I also don't agree with dictatorship either. Like, that's the time that we kind of grew up in with them old coaches that was just like it was this way or the highway type of thing. Like, I also don't agree with that. Like, these kids it pushes you to be the best version of yourself as a coach with what these kids can do coming into this gym.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, and you can't, you have to adjust with the times and adjust with that, but who you are as a person can't get compromised as a coach and how you see your program. That's all I care about. Everything else I can adjust. I've never run the same offense. I've never ran an offense same 2 years in a row because I got new personnel every year. Like, that don't make sense to me. But we're going to defend this way. Right. I'll tweak things within it, but we're going to play defense this way. That's just the way it's going to be. So like if a parent is coming in expecting things, it's not the program for you. And I feel like I can't be afraid that if they turn around and just walk out and go to them 8, 9 other people, I can't be afraid of that because I told them what I feel is the truth of what that kid and that family should know, right? That kid I just told you about off air, That family, you saw what he did in middle school. That family didn't ask me about anything basketball, right? They heard me talk. They came to some games. They liked what they believed what I believed in, and that's what they wanted for their kid. It wasn't about the school. It wasn't about none of that. It was about me as a basketball coach and his basketball team is why they came. I want that type of kid.
And again, it goes back to what I just said. You already knew he could play basketball. Like if you can play, it stands out. You don't. If you ask me what I got for your kid, then you don't even know what your kid can do. If
you asking for handouts like the rest of the world. Everybody wants everything given to them immediately.
Don't want to work for anything.
So I ask, are we phasing out?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a good question.
Because we looking at the game and the kids as a whole. We might be phasing out because the reality is we in the blue chip era. Remember Nick Nolte, the Shaq movie? We in that era right now. And he was a coach that stood on what he stood on until he didn't.
Right.
And as soon as he started compromising, he felt like he needed to stay afloat.
you watching the WNBA or the NBA more right now? It's not even close.
Yeah, NBA.
You watching the NBA more than WNBA right now?
NBA right now. Yep.
What for what?
Just from the star standpoint.
The
I think
entertainment-
the
entertainment.
WNBA has a much better game. I love watching the fundamentals. I love watching.
Thank you for breaking
how
it
they
down
get
the way
to
that
it.
you broke it down.
But star power, I'm watching NBA.
It's like watching paint dry though.
No, 100%.
It's so boring watching the NBA.
100%.
I'm watching these. I've never watched a WNBA until like maybe last year, and I'm tuned into these finals. It's everything that you would want in basketball. What they doing offensively is insane. The Minnesota Lynx, they doing some crazy stuff, right? How they competing, the skill level has caught up. It's beautiful. I'm so entertained by the skill of basketball. But then in the NBA, it's like, we so far behind. One of y'all said, I feel like we getting dumber, like as a society, especially in America. Like I feel like we getting more dumber and more robotic every year. These politics and things like that. Like Kamala could be great, but 2 months ago, no one knew. She was nowhere to be found. And now people are the most passionate Kamala people ever. Like she's been running for 20 years. The robotic thinking of our society is like, it's insane to me. We got drug commercials on TV every 5 minutes, Byrd.
That's true. Nah,
they selling us drugs on TV every 5 minutes, and in the small print they putting at the bottom of the side effects, bro. It's nothing positive on TV. It's all instant gratification type of thing. Drugs or food or like something. And it's just like, you could be right. I don't agree with it. Because I think it's some adjusting into what we're doing. But if you are right, then so be it. Because otherwise, we're falling off the cliff, bro. Like in this world, we're falling off the cliff.
Think about some of the elders though. When we was coming up, like a Dick Gregory and something. Like, look how frustrated he was as he got older. It's a reason for that. Like he could see what we seeing right now.
Right.
And can you stop it? No. Can you try to impact it? Yes, you can. But what you see, they just not ready to see yet.
Right.
So it's like it angers you and it hardens your heart.
Well, I think when you just hit the phrase instant gratification, the world is built on instant gratification. Nobody wants to work for anything. That's why a freshman can come in thinking, I should play varsity.
I should be the man.
Bro, broke my heart looking at Tony Bennett, bro.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That broke my heart, bro.
It's crazy.
And again, a part of him is like I respect him for understanding that I just don't want to do this NIL. I can't keep up, and I just don't want to do it. Like I gotta sell a kid financially in order to come to my program at Virginia. I just don't want to partake in it no more. I'd rather just get out, But this is a guy that, like he seemed like a great guy and he ran a great program. you know, and we losing a person like him. But I don't think we in that realm, though. I don't think we in the realms of the Tony Bennett's or the Coach K's or the Jay Wrights. Like, I think they were, I'm not changing or adapting to anything.
Right.
We've won this way, and this is the way that we doing it, right? There's no adapting. He tried to do it with the Cornley kid, Javon Cornley, with the Jelly Fam dude, right? Blew up. You know, he said, nah, I'm not doing this. But you see, it's like, I feel like, I don't know how it's gonna be, Briggs, but I feel like this is the moment, though. Like, that Cat Williams interview was real. Like 2024, 25, we gonna see some stuff, bro. And I think it's like the changing of the guard. Like, I think it's just like we all gotta make a choice right now as coaches. Like, because some people play. Like, some people play the game and some people go back and forth, like as a coach and things like that, and they allow things or whatever. And they play and they let these kids, you know, think that this is the right way to go about it. You know, but it's either going to be disastrous and we just going to fall off the cliff right now, or I don't want to say get back in order, but it need to be more, or be more stable and balanced. You know, but something has to happen.
I always ask the kids that I'm around, how many offers do you have doing it your way?
Yeah.
How many
That's
offers?
a good way to go about it.
Who's coming to see you play?
I proactively say what's going to happen before it happens. Like Malik Kelly, right? Like, I told him his whole timeline of how his high school was going to go. When he was a snotty-nosed freshman, he couldn't get the ball past half court with ball pressure. He only wanted to go left. Like, and nobody cared about him. He was still only 5'11". Right now he's 6'4". You know, it totally changes, right? I told him how the whole timeline was going to go before it happened. And that worked for me because it got them to trust me. Like, you did say this going up until now. It's October. It's still high schools in the city,
right,
trying to get him to come to the high school in October. Like, and I was like, this is a good thing, you know. And that's why he stayed. He could have transferred, you know. Once people started knowing who he was, he easily could have transferred.
And that's the other thing.
But he stayed because of the trust.
Well, I was about to say, I think that's what we all here. You know, that's one of our strong points. We invest in the kids. We invest in the kids. I don't even, you know. You guys, we coach together. I don't ever think you should ever coach to win a game. I think you should coach to play basketball the right way. And as a consequence, winning the game will come with that. But coach the kids to play the game the right way, and winning will come with it.
So you already kind of dived into this a little bit, but and you already said it. Y'all think New Jersey is going in the right direction? And last year was a crazy year for high school basketball in New Jersey too.
I think New Jersey has to. They have to redo the playoff system.
Year, like y'all got to tighten up, boy. Like, but what you say, Jeff?
New Jersey needs to change the playoff system. I mean.
Well, as far as what? TOC?
TOC and public schools and private schools and charter schools.
Okay.
Let there be a charter/private school champion. Let there be a public school champion.
You don't want to play me?
I don't mind. We play you every year. I'm tired of seeing Kip on the schedule, but we play you every year. But
Expand on that.
But what I'm saying is, we all not playing by the same rules. This what is this? College Achieve? Is that the name of the school? Nobody else can grab kids like they can from where they can. So it's an unfair competitive advantage. I'm not scared to play them, but the state tournament should recognize that when they seed schools and when they put schools to play against each other.
It's always been like that, though, right? That's why they got rid of TOC.
They got rid
y'all
of.
can feel good. For real. I mean, that's
charter schools hasn't been a thing though. It's the Catholic schools and the private schools that always was dominant. Now it's like the charter schools have smartened up and basically said, we gonna
basically
use
privates though. I mean,
they are private. That's what they use in public funding.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they getting taxes from the people in the city, like in order to run it, you know. And it's like, I think that's what a person like Jeff would say is like, yo, that's an unfair event. College Achieve was doing was crazy.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, I think they should just open it up, point blank. Period. Like, you should be able to touch your kids outside of the season. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a good point. Yeah.
Like, that's what it's coming to. They playing year round anyway. They in every fall league. They in every spring league, summer league. They working out with X, Y, and Z. It's just the coach can't be around. And I get it. Like, you don't want the coach to kind of monopolize their time. So structure that different. But these teams should be able to get together because basketball is turning in all year round. All these sports, football turning in all year round, 7v7.
All that.
So you got, like, these kids got to make a choice.
Yeah, it might put a gun to their head.
The days of Coach Byrd are gone. 3-sport athletes.
Anything you want to see change in New Jersey? You think we doing all right?
Well, we talked about the shot clock. I would like to definitely see a shot clock. I think that would improve the game. Definitely the fact. I mean, you can coach a summer league, but you can't coach the fall league. Like, I don't get that rule. I never got that rule. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? Philly, they can coach their fall league. My cousin Dave over at Motet, he coaching his girls. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that should be changed as well. I don't know. It just seems like I don't want to talk about the governing state of basketball around here, but I don't know. It just seems like they got people that's making these decisions that either like never played the game or just, you know what I mean? They're just making decisions because that's their job. That's what they get paid to do, make a decision. Y'all can't coach in the fall. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been like that forever, and just keep it like that. Keep it like that. We ain't gonna look at it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe the change needs to start there with our governing body. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we need some
TOC, bro.
New places.
TOC, bro. I'm sorry, I can't. Like, it's not the same. It's not the same. At the end of the day, I won a state championship. Yeah, it's great, but it's five other champions that think they just as good as me or better. I ain't beat the best. It's not a real state championship. It's 5 other teams out there that ain't lose. You know what I mean? Like, we could put the state champion on our back and all that, but like
you and 4 others.
All it's gonna lead to is useless debates.
Coach state champ.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but you know something else? I don't even know if this can be a thing, but the way, and I talked to Taj about this, and him and Julian tried to give me an explanation, referees, and I was like, this is cute, y'all, but it's not feeding me, bro. Like the way that is reffed in South Jersey compared to North Jersey.
It's
like,
different.
Again, you talked about the speed of college, right? Like, that's a reality. None of these kids in South Jersey is going to be prepared for that because we didn't prepare them with our rules, right? It's the same with South Jersey as far as more so defensively with the ball pressure and things like that. You can't mimic a North Jersey team, but more importantly, the North Jersey reffing with the way that it's getting reffed in South Jersey. You can't mimic it. It's so much more physical, so much. And it goes back to this whole point. We're trying to teach these kids all these things in a 16-year-old brain, but they still see what they see, right? They see what they see in South Jersey and how soft it's called, you know? And you just can't mimic that when you try to go win a state championship, when you play these North Jersey teams. So it's like, the reality is the reality. If this dude is in front of you and he's that good of a ball defender, you got to figure it out.
Right.
That's the reality. But all because it's a touch a little bit, you barely could put an arm ball on. Like, what are we doing, bro? Giving these teams false hope.
So it's funny you say that, D. You know how you teach defense? So one of your AAU players put the arm bar out, took it back. Really? Really? That's what we
took it back?
Yeah, he took it back and he still called the foul. Like, really? That's what we doing?
That's supposed to be legal.
That's what we doing?
But you know what though? It's kind of like with the coaching standpoint. Like, I just tell them keep doing it. They ain't gonna keep calling fouls. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how we play.
Well, that's another thing too, and that's what Jeff. I learned that from Jeff. Like, that's another thing too. If they accustomed to how your team play, they do tend to adjust. True. But it's just like I always be like, just crossing my fingers. I hope this dude ain't the one.
Right. I remember when I told you that. I said before every game, I'm gonna let the refs know, yo, we touch people. We gonna be here all night if you call every time we touch somebody.
Please don't be the one, bro, because it's part of the game plan, dude.
It can't be a foul. And you just gotta, you guys know in the gym, we don't even call fouls.
Right.
Play.
True.
Play.
Yeah, well, Briggs, you got an event coming up. This is in partnership with First Love too?
Yeah. My man Bilal Benjamin, partner with him. First Love Basketball. We doing a preseason Super Hoops weekend. Definitely wanted to do something from South Jersey. No disrespect to Philly, but I'm just tired of us running over there that have to do everything when we got plenty of talent here in South Jersey. You know what I mean? A lot of our South Jersey dudes go to Philly, to the PCL, and have no problems. So why can't we try to collaborate and do things here in this area? Because again, I love what they do over there in Philly, but they a close knit group. They not letting us in. They might let us come play, but they ain't letting us in. You know what I mean? Which is that's cool. We gotta start we gotta start
take care of our own.
Yeah, we gotta start to take care of our own. So you know what I mean? As a South Jersey dude, we wanted to put something together. So we got 20 teams. Looking for 4 more, but it'll be November 1st and 2nd. Morristown Friends.